Hey, you sick, twisted freaks. How you doing? It's Roley. Welcome to the show. This is the first of the main podcast feed that I am doing since I started this back up again. There have already been 4 podcasts on the Patreon feed, and if you would like, they are going to be free and public, and made public through the end of the year, so you can see what you're getting. And more on that later, but there have already been 4. Tuesday and Thursday, that's what I'm trying to do. I will guarantee at least one Patreon podcast a week. I've been decent about doing for 2. All of them have been done in the way that I'm doing it right now, which is that I'm in my car, and I'm using the iPhone, and I'm using my wireless lavalier mic to record this. So, and there's a very good reason for that. I would love to actually be doing this at the big truck, the Mac, with my Rode microphone, but the simple fact of the matter is that I'm going to have to do these things when I have the time to do them. And since the demands on my time, they actually get in the way of consistency with this podcast. So I'm just going to have to do these things when I'm able to do them. So, and in the quality that I can do them at the time. So, to paraphrase something that's mainly used for photography, the best microphone that I have is the one that's with me. And this is the one that's with me for right now. So there. All right, so welcome to the show, such as it is. I have a question after this week, and yeah, this is the show, guys. I have a question after this week, and it's very simple. Can we stop with the polls and the pundits and the cable news now? Can we do that? For months, actually probably close to a year, we have been told by all the polls that have come out, by the pundits that find themselves on cable news and wherever, newspapers, columns, things like that, that this was going to be a bloodbath. And we have seen now, after Tuesday, after Election Day, that it is not, in fact, a bloodbath. It's not even a red spittle. You probably shouldn't conjure that image up because, then coughing up blood. Well, that's what the Republicans are doing right now, coughing up blood, because they thought they were going to do it. Oops. Can we now come to the conclusion that polls are, nothing more than reading the bones or reading the tea leaves? Polls will do exactly it, and some of us that have 2 brain cells that fire in succession already know this, but polls and data like that, you can get any result you like. It depends on A, how you phrase the questions, and B, how you interpret the data. So there's nothing that is objective about these polls, especially these ones that are politically motivated. The pundits, they are interested in saying something that will keep them on television, keep the eyeballs on them, and keep the paychecks coming in, because they're CNN contributors or MSNBC contributors or Fox contributors or Newsmax fuckheads or OAN fuckheads. No, I don't have an opinion at all, do I? But that's my point. My opinion is worth the same amount, apparently, as these highly qualified pundits. So let's stop paying attention to them. The cable news networks are interested, and well, I will say not just the cable news networks, let's say all of the mainstream media, because I think they're all complicit now. They're interested in the horse race. They're interested in making a horse race exist where none should exist at all. Because, well, that keeps eyeballs on them, which keeps their advertising rates high. That is one of the reasons why cable news has changed over the years. I mean, the Chicken Noodle Network, they were the first ones, and they just, when they first started in 1980, they did the news. they repeated the news every half hour, and then that split off and became headline news, right? Where they repeat the headlines every half hour or so. I don't know if they do that anymore. I see more true crime crap on there these days. I married an ex-murderer. No, not Mike Myers. I mean, actually married an ex-murderer. So you have a vested interest in keeping eyeballs on you. So they're going to say what they want to keep the eyeballs on. And cable news has evolved over time into exactly that. Breaking news. There's so much breaking news, it makes your head spin. They realized after 9/11 that if they had the crawl down on the bottom of the screen is probably some of the most important real estate that they have. I think they should get rid of that crawl. I'm just saying. And the primetime commentators on any network, so I don't care if you're talking about Sean Hannity or Rachel Maddow, they say the stuff that you want to hear. It's confirmation bias, of course. And, that's why, right-wingers love Fox and left-wingers love MSNBC and nobody loves the Chicken Noodle Network. I think it's time that we stop enabling this. I think it's time that we stop watching cable news. I think it's time that we stop paying attention to polls and commentators and pundits and let the advertisers of these networks know that we're not going to do this until they start actually, taking some responsibility. We need to hold these people accountable for the mess that they have made of not just the political landscape, but at this point, the United States of America. It's not just, it's not just Donald Trump and the MAGA crowd and things like that. It's everybody that enables the horse race to happen. The mainstream media got Donald Trump elected. They've never taken accountability for that because it didn't matter. I mean, they went to every rally, right? They carried every rally. They carried every news conference. They carried every lie, every bombastic thing. Did they fall prey to it? Maybe. They absolutely were complicit at a certain point. So we need to stop this. The other thing that we need to stop, and this is, hey, Mr. Segway, the other thing that we need to stop is what I love this term, somebody coined it, I can't remember who, but it was on Twitter, Angertainment. I'm sure that's a hashtag by now, Angertainment. And Angertainment is exactly what Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Trailer Park Green and Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan and all these people are doing now. Angertainment is designed to get a reaction. These social media people, maybe not the politicians themselves, because I don't know how often they actually control their own Twitter account, but they do have people that do that for them. And I'm sure that if the social media team isn't doing it themselves, they've certainly gotten consultation on it. That outrage sells. Outrage feeds the algorithm because outrage begets engagement. If Marjorie Taylor Greene misspells the word quaking and instead says quacking, as she did this week, then we're going to call her out on it and say, quacking? Yeah, you're stupid. And when 18 million people reply, do you know how stupid you are? She knows. she may in fact know that she's stupid. Somebody knows that she's stupid, but you know what? She's also crazy like a fox because we're pushing this outrage farming to the top of the food chain on Twitter. And these people actually come back and say that they're being censored and shadow banned. they're not being censored and shadow banned. The higher the engagement of a tweet, the more that person is going to show up in the forefront of a timeline, period. If you want these people to go away, if you want them to go away, you need to starve the oxygen out of the room. Okay? You need to stop. And I'm guilty of it too. I really am. But you need to stop engaging with these people. You need to stop engaging with Jim Jordan. You need to stop engaging with Matt Gaetz or Lauren Boebert, the outrage farmers. This is, the I'll call it the outrage caucus. You know who they are. I will never forget the night that Madison Cawthorn got elected. 2 years ago? When he won, the first thing he did was send a tweet that said, "Cry more, lib." He knew exactly what was up, man. Now, these people legislate by outrage. And legislate is kind of a stretch because they're not actually doing anything. They're complicit in the culture war is what they are. And the enabling of the what I'll call the impending civil war that Republicans are great and liberals are not, and who's got stars on theirs and that thing. If you want it to go away, you have to make it go away. Something that's going to make it more difficult is the brand new CEO of Twitter, who is augering that thing into the fucking ground like a lawn dart. I'm not leaving Twitter until they turn the lights off, man. But I do have a Mastodon account, and if you want, it's Chris Roley, all one word, just like everything else, at mastodon.lol. Chris Roley at mastodon.lol. Please feel free to join me over there. I'm getting the hang of it. I also, by the way, I just found something, and I guess it's tooted. I retweeted it. There are Fediverse alternatives to the social networks that you're already used to. There is an alternative to Facebook. There is an alternative to Instagram. There is an alternative to different things. And I posted that or retweeted it on my timeline over at Chris Roley at mastodon.lol. So please, sign up. It's not hard. The directions make it a little more confusing, but it's really not hard. You just have to pick a server and then set up your account, and that's easy. Once you do that, you can look for people that, and follow them. And I've already had a couple people follow me, which is nice. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. But come on over and join me at mastodon.lol. And Nathan is the sysadmin over there, and he's doing his best. Mastodon has had a super spike in signups, and people that were running their own instances of servers got overwhelmed, and Nathan has done a great job trying to fix that. So there you go. It's fan-fucking-tastic. I think we get rid of Facebook, and I think we get rid of Instagram, because they are Instagram and Facebook are complicit in the algorithm and feeding the eyeballs and the outrage and everything else. I don't know what the solution is. Twitter was my solution for a long time, but now I'm not sure what's going on there. That's why I started the Mastodon account. There is also you can also go to TikTok, of course. There's that. I have a couple of photography accounts. I have a social account on Vero, again, Chris Roley, Vero. And I have I think I have an account at I have a ViewBug account, but that's getting ready to get ejected because they send more fucking spam than Carter has pills. I can't stand that. But I also have an account at 500px. And that's 500 pixels, which is where I think I'm going to stay. Because why the hell not, right? So you can find and of course my website, which you can go there, and I'm gonna have daily content there, and we'll take it from there on that. So you can always get what I'm thinking if you go to chrisroley.com. What you won't get is Angertainment. So there, Niner, yeah. And finally, I have a message for all you low information motherfuckers, okay? And when I say the low information motherfuckers, I actually mean people on both sides that believe what they're told instead of doing, quote unquote, their own research. And of course, in this case, I mean actually doing your own research. Google search, by the way, is not your own research, okay? All right? Something that you need to get with. We are not entitled to our own facts. There is one subjective reality. One. Okay, a chair is a chair. A is A. It really is that simple. My color blue is the same as your color blue. Stop getting high. There is one undisputable, provable, demonstrable set of facts. One. And for all of you right-wingers that keep telling me that facts don't care about your feelings, well, who are the snowflakes again? Because, boy, you guys really get your panties right up in a twist. And somebody actually, disputes and proves their argument. Your persecution. Why are you picking on me? Not picking on you, buddy. I am telling you the truth that you don't want to hear. I am demonstrating the truth that you don't want to admit exists. There is one provable, demonstrable, objective reality. Everything else is bullshit. You are not entitled to your own set of facts. I don't care what the right wing and the left wing cable news networks and the blogs and everything else tell you. There is only one set of facts. I encourage all of you to find that set of facts for yourself instead of listening to what people tell you what the facts are and then regurgitating them. The time for right-wing punditry, left-wing punditry, right-wing talk radio, right-wing cable news, left-wing cable news, all of that, it's over. It needs to be over. We need to get back to being a literate, competent population again. And until these things go away, or they're put in the place that they should be at the very least, we're not going to get anywhere. So please, by all means, please start reading for yourself. Start watching C-SPAN instead of Fox News or MSNBC. Start actually watching the houses of government, okay? There's a TV channel dedicated to showing you in real time what they do on the House floor and the Senate floor. Use it. Make up your own mind as to what it is they mean when they say what they say. Newspapers. I mean, there's really not a. I don't know about newspapers. Actually, now that I think about it, there really isn't an objective newspaper in circulation. Newspapers, of course, editorial boards, they're either right wing or left wing. The Washington Times is right wing. The Washington Post is left wing. The New York Times is left wing. You get the idea. Find the news sources that matter to you, that carry the weight and the gravitas that they are, in fact, a legitimate news source. The AP, NPR, Agence France-Presse, UPI. I mean, there are there are news outlets that you can find. Look, and you may hate Drudge, but Drudge is probably one of the greatest news aggregators there is. And he does not, in fact, I don't think he has a slant on, I will say, the bottom half of his page. Okay? You know, if you look at the, you can tell what I'll call Paris Hilton headlines, or Perez Hilton headlines, excuse me. You can tell the difference. If you can't, maybe you need to educate yourself. But the stuff on the bottom, the links, the links to columnists, the links to actual news outlets like AP News and Xinhua and different places, I think that's on the left-hand side column. Go and look at them and decide for yourself. That's a great place to start looking at news sources to see what you think works. Stop, and again, to recap, stop paying attention to the outrage caucus. Stop paying attention to polls. Stop paying attention to pundits. Stop participating in the horse race. That's going to do it for this week. Hopefully by the time the next week comes around, I will be back in my office on the Big Truck Mac, and you'll get something a bit more meaty. Yes? Again, Chris Roley, one name all the same, KRISROLEY on Twitter, on TikTok, on Mastodon. Chris Roley, okay? And again, mastodon.lol. In that case, you need the server. And, of course, chrisroley.com, our ancestral home. Until next time, question everything. Period. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you later. Bye now.